Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated for the complete recovery of Masha Bas Batsheva. We've all heard this saying, give until it hurts. In this week's Torah portion, though, we have the concept of giving as part of healing. This week's Torah portion, Parshat Terumah, we have the commandment to build a tabernacle, a mobile temple. This came about because the Jewish people, after receiving the Torah, messed up and made a golden calf. And God commanded them, as part of their repentance, to build this tabernacle, which needed a lot of materials. They needed gold, silver, copper, wool, wood. It had to come from the Jewish nation. They were in the desert. Where else are they going to get all this stuff? And this is a difficult concept. I mean, just a few months earlier, they were slaves. And now God is asking them to give up all their instant wealth when they won the lottery and became instantly wealthy upon leaving Egypt, to give up so much of that towards the tabernacle. But what's interesting about this commandment was God didn't put a certain amount on it. It says every person should give according to his heart's desire. They were able to make a decision not to give. It wasn't a commandment. There wasn't a minimum. There wasn't a maximum. God said every person should give what they are comfortable giving. And God here was demonstrating their actual newfound freedom. Because when they were slaves, they weren't able to make decisions. Everything was given for them. They were told what to do. This is what you do, and you do it. There was no yes, there was no no. They weren't able to make those kinds of decisions that a free human being can make. And by giving them that choice, God is telling them, this is your newfound freedom. It has to come from you now. You're not going to just be told, this is how much you should give. I want you to figure that out. And that's hard. That's hard for somebody who their entire life, their entire day was always, this is what you do, this is what you give. But the Jewish people stepped right up. They gave, and they gave so much that Moses had to tell them to stop, that we have more than enough, we have too much, stop giving. The Jewish people wanted to demonstrate their newfound freedom and their newfound humanity, and they gave from the heart. Last week, I was listening to a question and answer lecture by, his name's Professor Ben Shachar, and he's a professor at Harvard whose specialty is happiness and joy. And he wrote a course that's one of the most popular in Harvard history on joy and finding happiness. And he said something so interesting, and he said this over a bunch of times, is that study after study show that the more people give to others, the more happy they are. And while we know that concept, the data is actually backing it up. And the more somebody gives to somebody else, even if they don't have a lot, the happier, and it lasts. It lasts a lot longer than if you buy yourself a new gadget or a new, something nice. This will last a lot longer. And so as we go through our week, let's look out to help others. It's not just financially. It means giving time to somebody else, listening to somebody else as they tell you what they're going through. If you're driving and you see somebody stuck in the snow, you pull over and you help them push their car out. Let's give to others. Let's be of givers, because we are going to be so much happier for it. Shabbat Shalom.